Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the performance, or well, overall we're going to be taking a look at how you can complete the original Extreme Tech versus Super AGL Super Battle Road stage with no item. Now this is part of the no item challenge series, obviously a series that kind of is a counterpart to the free-to-play challenge series, in the free-to-play challenge series I only use units you can earn in-game that are event exclusive units, and in the no item challenge series obviously I just use the strongest team possible to attempt to complete the event. So basically, essentially, to cut a long story short, yeah, Extreme Tech is probably one of the stranger kind of types, I guess. It's got some of the weirder link-ups between the units. Never really feels like it's kind of fully synergetic, and so yeah, it is a pretty interesting one to kind of run. Now in terms of leads, basically what I'm using is I'm using a Freezer, a Easy 8 Freezer as my lead. He obviously got his Easy 8. He's an extreme class 130% lead, which obviously is great. He's pretty strong now, especially when facing superclass enemies, which of course, really helps out. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm running, obviously Freezer. Then, alongside Freezer, I'm also running Hit. So Hit is pretty good after his Easy A. Obviously got a very, very big revamp. So he gains attack and defense for every Universe 6 category ally attacking in the same turn. It's not really achievable on an Extreme Tech team. However, he does have a medium chance of stunning the allies stunning the enemy when he fires off his super attack. Plus he has a big bonus, so he's a great second slot unit. He also has a whole bunch of debuffing that he does, high chance of stunning them for one turn, and he can just do some crazy damage, which is always pretty good. So yeah, we've got Hit as well. Then alongside him, we have pretty interesting combination of units. So that's the one rotation. We're floating Janemba. So we're floating Janemba. Janemba's 130% extreme class lead, corroded body and mind, 170% lead. So that's obviously something that's quite interesting. He raises defense on the super attack, which is pretty decent, and also guards all attacks, which isn't so helpful here, but is still pretty good in most stages. The thing with Janemba, realistically, that makes him so great is just that ability for him to really support the rest of the rotation, depending on orbs, and that does help us out quite a few times. So he's really, really solid. Then we get into some kind of, stranger units, I guess, in terms of selection. So we have Demon King Piccolo. He's a World Tournament unit. The reason I bring Demon King Piccolo is because of his ability to create tech orbs, which is obviously very helpful. Orb changing helps a lot with these teams because we don't have a lot of key synergy, like in any way, shape or form, because of obviously the fact that a lot of these units don't really link that well together. So having the ability to create tech orbs from the Demon King Piccolo is very helpful, and it does help us out quite a bit. Overall it's more helpful than it's not, basically. Then we have Raditz. Raditz also pretty good unit. From like the perspective of using Raditz, he's pretty solid. When facing two enemies, he reduces damage received by 50%, which is pretty good. He also has a guaranteed stun, which is really, really good. He has bonuses against Goku's family and the Mechians, which helps with some of the potential enemies that you can face in this stage. But just overall, his tankiness when facing multiple enemies, alongside his general ability to stun and do some decent damage, is pretty good. So Raditz is our other rotation, and alongside him I thought, just for the fun of it, I thought I would bring something interesting. So I thought, let's bring the brutal Berserker Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Like basically he looks really, really, really solid. The only issue with him is that he needs another Giant Ape Power category unit in his rotation to activate his second super attack. it's not a big deal if we don't have that. He still does decent damage without it, and he's still a decent option to kind of run. And I like the way he links up with Raditz, so I think overall he's a unit that's quite a lot of fun to use. And so yeah, we do enjoy using him and Raditz as a combo. But yeah, definitely you could put, you know, whoever you kind of want in there. Obviously, as always, when, you know, I talk about doing no item runs, especially when you get to slightly more difficult stages, it is always important that when you do these stages, essentially you take them on as best you can, but with the idea of mitigating damage in the best way possible. So you need to consider things like regeneration. You know, Frieza brings regen. That's kind of why I have him. You need to think of things like damage reduction. You need to think of things like the stunning from hit. So you do need to factor in like a lot of these things. A lot of these mechanics will help you out a lot, especially if you like kind of, you know, really zero in on them and basically get, you know, the ones that you want. Hit having a stun is great. Frieza's health regen is great. Raditz having a stun is also very good. So we have a lot of control. Gildo would be a decent unit. The tech Gildo I actually think would be a decent shout here. He doesn't support like the whole team, yeah, considering he only really gives supports to like Ginyu Force category allies. But realistically speaking, he's decent. He brings sealing, he brings stunning. Linking him up is another question entirely, but it is something to be aware of. Then you've got like some interesting units like the Jinembu. Also pretty cool unit, pretty interesting. Obviously buffed up whenever there's extreme class allies attacking in the same turn. He's got that medium chance of evading. Guards all attacks after evading. He recovers health as well and reduces the enemy's attack, which is obviously really, really good. Just he himself is a little bit, yeah, not necessarily, like, linking wise, not necessarily that great. He's great with Majin Buu units, but on the tech side, there's no real massive Majin Buu unit, barring the artificial Majin Buu, the transformation one, which is, yeah, a unit that's not necessarily conducive to SBR and stuff. But you can definitely bring them into here. This stage, it's definitely not the hardest stage overall, but 100%, you know, you do have to be aware of how these kind of things pan out, what you need to be, you know, kind of cautious of. Your main risk is always just taking multiple super attacks. That's kind of always the big risk, I guess, in these things. But honestly speaking, it's just not that big a threat nowadays. These stages are a lot easier, so finishing them really shouldn't be too much of an issue. There are plenty alternatives for this level of difficulty. If I can suggest any, personally, I would suggest, you know, units like the first form Cell. I think he's great and he's a free-to-play unit that you can utilize. I think the AoE Majin Vegeta is also pretty good. Just, you know, doing AoE damage I think is pretty solid and helps out. The Easy Aid Namekian Mutation Lord Slug, pretty solid. He recovers HP. You know, has a good stunning chance. He brings a lot of utility, and I've used him for the ESBR version of this, so I think he's, you know, pretty good. Like he can do a lot of good stuff. So yeah, those are kind of the decent, you know, rotational options. The main like multiple thing I would say about Extreme Tech is just the synergy. The synergy between the units is quite bad. So generally speaking, you do somewhat struggle a little bit to kind of do as much damage as you maybe would like to. It's important when you're using units, understand their full passives. As you can see in this situation, we're making sure, obviously, that we have, you know, hit, and that hit is attacking units that are stunned, because, you know, that's going to increase his damage substantially, and that helps him out a lot. You can see that with his, you know, massive attack stats and all the additional benefits it's going to apply, because hit's obviously now performing additional damage. So yeah, it is overall obviously I would say important to always understand your units, but it is good that you can see when a unit, for example, is doing very, very well. So yeah, for me, super duper like thrilled with this run. I think it was quite clean. I think definitely the team could have been a little bit better. Probably would have not taken a second Janemba, since I wasn't really utilizing the Janembas properly. I'd probably take something a little bit more direct in the form of support that's not so conditional. Maybe a better linking partner for hit, and then just run, the Frieza and a golden Frieza together. But yeah, team run was smooth, everything was fine. No item run challenge complete, and yeah, settled pretty easily. So that's another stage down, no item. Obviously starting with the older ones makes it pretty easy, but it's always cool, I guess, to kind of run these stages and do no item runs, and yeah, just start adding some more reference material for everyone. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like or leave a comment down below if you need some help with your teams. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. So until then, take care, stay safe, and as always, see you guys next time. So bye.